Did everybody enjoy the meal? Very good. Thank you, Sterling. We appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get started. Before we turn this over to Randy and get the meeting underway, I'd like to introduce some guests that have come, and we appreciate all of them for coming. The first one will be Todd Fluhoff with Lindbergh Vogel. You'll hear from him in a minute. He'll give our profit and loss statement to you. Macy Fadenreck, he's with Triangle Insurance. He does our safety program. We appreciate all that Macy does for us. We've got Kyle Murrow, Bank Central. There he is, back in the back. Bank Central does all of our IT stuff. They won't let Kyle in that department, but he's kind of representing them tonight. We appreciate him for being here with that. We've got Tom McCright and Dee Plummer from EMA. If you would, stand, please. We'll talk about them in a minute also. Thank you guys for coming. Robbie Newman, General Manager at Burlington, and his wife Ann, or not Ann. Who is your wife? The other wife. I'm sorry. Just blank. What we've got sitting beside him is Kirk Burgess, at General Manager at State Line Grain, and his wife Ann. So she's not with both of them. Lynn Martin with Alva Review Courier is here. We appreciate Lynn for coming up and covering this for the paper. Alan Nusser with Carmen Co-op. He's the agronomy manager there, along with John Swart, the general manager at Carmen Co-op. Thank you guys for coming. Tobias Carson with CoBank. He's our banker. We appreciate all that you do for us, Tobias. Donovan Nichols, his wife Angela, and Ryan. Donovan hauls the fuel for us, our bulk fuel coming to all of our locations and farm delivery. So many of you know Donovan. We appreciate all that he does for us. Thank you, Donovan. And they put my wife Janet down here, Janet Trulock, like I would forget her. Never. I appreciate all of these guests for coming, and we certainly know that it takes time for you to come out and celebrate with us, and we appreciate that. Before I turn this over to Randy, we're going to have some drawings in here. Let's draw about 4 of them, Randy. And we're going to give, these are $25 gift certificates. What have we got, Charlotte? Gift certificates? $25. Gift certificates, though, isn't it? Okay. I wanted to be sure what we had. Now then, remember, you brought a ticket in with you or got one when you came in? We're going to read a number off of that ticket, and you got to be present to win. So look at your ticket. If it matches, holler out. Miles, you and Merle want to help locate these guys? Okay, 614839. 614839. There we go. Weird. Six 14889. 614889. That's Doug. And then those are $25 gift certificates. The next 2 gift certificates are $50. So patience will pay off for you. 614893. Okay, right over here. I'm not real sure what the south side we hit. Okay, let's read that number one more time. 614893. We got 2 people. 614893.
Do we have an honor?
I don't. Shouldn't have.
Go
check.
get it from
Go
Harold.
check,
See what we'll check it.
Let's hold on to this one just a second. 614893. One number off. Okay. One more time. We've got 614829. Okay. Man, I hate to give him a $50 gift certificate. Congratulations, Gordon. Okay. At this time, we'll turn the meeting over to Randy Sweatfigger, the president of the Farmers Cooperative Association, and let him start the meeting.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming. It's a good turnout. It's always good to see. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. I'm going to go ahead and do the proof of notice of meeting because you all are here and we do have a quorum, so it's legal for us to do business. So at this time, I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes as mailed. Or not. Kevin Murrow, is there a second? Randy Lancaster, thank you. All in favor of your voting, hold up your voter cards. All opposed? Motion carried. I guess right now, being as we waived that, I think I'll go ahead and introduce Todd Pluhoff, CPA with Lindbergh Bogle. He's our auditor. He'll give the audit report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could direct your attention to the financial statement package you should have received when you came in this evening. Inside, you'll find a balance sheet and statement of operations we're going to briefly review. Before we get into the financial statements, though, I always like to comment on the opinion letter that our firm issues on your cooperative's financial statements, and is what is known as an unmodified or a clean opinion. And basically what it states is that our firm audited your cooperative's financial statements, and based on the results of those audits, we feel these statements are fairly stated in all material respects. Moving into the financial statements, since the results of operations directly affect financial position, I like to go over the statement of operations first, which is on the right-hand side, and then come back and go over the balance sheet, which is your financial position statement second. So look at the statement of operations. Starts out with, it's a profit and loss statement, which starts out with sales. And this year's sales were $18,134,000. As you can see, that's down $4 million from a year ago, both in the grain and supply area. And this isn't necessarily a decrease in volume. The reason for the decrease is lower commodity prices. The items you sold cost you $15,491,000, giving you a gross margin on your sales of $2,643,000. The next section of the statement of operations is the other operating income section. This is where your cooperative accounts for its storage and handling, service, financing, and any other miscellaneous revenues it may receive throughout the year. Total $1,517,000, up $268,000 from a year ago. And if you look in that area, the items that are up are the first two items. Storage and handling has increased with larger crops, as well as lower commodity prices you patrons are storing instead of selling. And then the fertilizer application is up with the increased application acres. And together, your gross margins and your other operating income will give you a gross income from local operations of $4,160,000. Then you need to take into account your expenses. First, the personnel costs. These are the costs for your employees, not only the salaries and wages they're paid, but any payroll taxes or any other benefits paid on their behalf. Fixed expenses consist of interest, insurance, property taxes, and depreciation. And then the other operating expenses of the items won't fit in either of the above two categories, such as your repairs, supplies, and utilities. Your expenses total $4.3 million, up a little over 13% from a year ago, and that increase is attributable to larger crops and more volume. Deducting your expenses from your local gross income will give you a loss from local operations of $226,540. Then you need to take into account your non-local items. which consists of a small amount of investment income that's associated with some of the joint ventures your association is invested in, and then the patronage dividends that you receive from the various area and regional cooperatives, such as CHS, Land O'Lakes, CoBank, and Triangle Companies. Your other earnings total $1,052,000, down $340,000, mainly due to less patronage income allocated to your cooperative from CHS. Reducing the other earnings by the local loss will give you a pre-tax earnings of $826,000. Have to deduct the income taxes associated with the non-member portion of those earnings, giving you then a net bottom line profit of $566,149. Distributing the profit as follows: $210,000 is going out to you members in the form of patronage dividends, of which 60% is being paid in cash, and the balance is after-tax non-member earnings, which is being credited to the general reserve. Questions on your statement of operations or anything I've said thus far? Hearing none, we'll move over to the balance sheet. A balance sheet tells the financial condition of your cooperative at any given point in time. This happens to be as of the close of business on the calendar years ending in 15 with comparative information for 2014. First section of the balance sheet is the asset section. An asset is something you own. A current asset is one that's cash. We expect to be converted to cash within the next 1 year. Current assets totaled $7.6 million. That's up about $1.8 million from a year ago. And if you look down that category, the item that's the biggest mover is the next to the last one. Inventories are up $1,900,000. The reason for that increase is you did have larger harvest, but you're carrying that inventory over into the next year. So you didn't sell the grain, you bought it for your inventory and carrying it forward. Investments consist of corporate stock and equity in the various area and regional cooperatives, totaling $4.6 million. The increase here is due to deferred patronage you received from the regional co-ops. After taking this year allowance for depreciation, you have $2,627,000 in book value remaining in your buildings and equipment. And the other long-term assets totaled $194,000 down with current maturities. So your assets total $15,090,000. The other half of the balance sheet is the liabilities and equity half. A liability is something you owe someone else. The current liability is one that's due and payable within the next 1 year. Total $5.7 million, up about $2 million from a year ago, or from last year. And this makes sense because your current assets are up. The current liabilities are going up a similar amount, so you're financing the increase in current assets with current debt. A long-term liability is one that's due January 1st, 2017 or after. They total $2,564,000. The increase here is attributable to an increase in capital lease obligations. You financed one of your asset purchases, a rogator, with a capital lease. Then the final section of the balance sheet is the equity section. This is where your cooperative accounts for what you members have invested in your association in the various forms of capital stock and allocated equities, along with any after-tax non-member earnings accumulated up through the balance sheet date. Equities totaled $6.8 million, or 45% of the assets are funded by you members in the form of long-term members' equity. And together your equity and liability classification subtotals, you come up with your balancing figure of $15,090,000. Questions on your balance sheet? I generally close by quoting you your patronage rates, and I'm reading these out of my notes. They're not on the document that you have in front of you. Your cooperative is paying back to you this year on grain on a per bushel basis. You're receiving back 2.26 cents a bushel. Storage is being paid back at a rate of 10.63%, or 10.63 cents on every dollar of storage you were assessed by your cooperative. Fertilizer and chemicals at 2.97 cents on the dollar. Fuel, oil, and grease is at 1.49 cents on the dollar, and merchandise is at 2.87%. Again, 60% of that allocation is being paid in cash, and the balance is being credited to deferred patronage. Are there any questions I can answer for anyone this evening? Hearing none, I'll turn it back to the chairman.
Thank you, Todd. At this time, I'd entertain a motion to accept the audit report. So moved by Monty. Is there a second? Oh, we got one over there. All in favor, hold up your voter card. All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, at this time, I think I'm going to ask Ronnie to come back up and give the manager's report.
Thank you, Randy. The 99th year for Farmers Co-op Associations here right now. In another year, we celebrate our 100th birthday, if you will. The anniversary of our beginning. Our history began in 1917, just 10 years after Oklahoma became a state. My hope is that we can plan a fitting annual meeting to celebrate our 100th birthday for this cooperative. If you have any early meeting notices or newspaper clippings that you could share, we would welcome the opportunity to revisit the past together next year when we have this meeting. As you look through your attic or basement and find co-op treasures from Alva Co-op in the past, bring them to the office during the next 10 months or so, and we'll make copies of them or label them to be returned to you at a later date. But we'd like to share that information that you might have next year at this 100th anniversary, if you will. Share stories as well. If you have any stories about your dad, granddads being part of the cooperative in years past, we'd like to hear them, and we'll use as many of the stories as we can at next year's meeting, either printing them out and sharing them, or maybe telling a few of them from up here. So plan on that if you would. Let us hear from you in the next year, and we'll try to make next year special. Of course, we're here for 2015, and that's what we're celebrating tonight. The 2015 wheat harvest brought us 2,462,000 bushels of wheat, and add to that 244,000 bushels of milo last year, which is a big crop of milo for us. We normally don't handle that much. So we had about a little over 2,700,000 bushels, and that's our second largest harvest since I've been here. And this has been about my 9th harvest here. So a good harvest. This is second only to the 2012 crop that we handled 3,048,000 bushels. Excuse me. Of course, with that crop last year, we have the challenge of dealing with low test weights. As all of you know, as you harvested your crop, it seemed like we had good bushels, but the quality just wasn't there. We averaged 57.5 pound test weight wheat. The mills our number one wheat is 60 pounds. The mills won't accept if it's under 58 pounds. So we had our work cut out for us. And to Miles Peterson's, our superintendent's credit, and Beverly Means, the manager at Buffalo, their employees have shipped milling quality wheat to flour mills in Oklahoma and Kansas this year. Done a fantastic job. At this time, we've got more employees here than I can remember in a long time. And I'm going to ask Miles to introduce the grain elevator employees and say anything he would like to about them. There you go.
First of all, I'd like to thank my guys for coming. They've done a great job, and I'm tickled to death. I got a lot of new guys. Everybody's quit or gone somewhere else. I'm going to start over here. Michael, you stand up, please. He's an elevator B now. Got some new stuff up. I'll share with you. Chase Sandoval, he's over there also. Remember this other table? Guy's been with about the longest, Martin. Next to him, I got a guy that's been there a couple weeks, Brian Ashman. And the other guy there, Brady, Andy. And a gentleman, I guess he's worked here almost a year. Andrew, where you at? If you'd stand, please. There you are. Andrew Cooper. That's my guys. They've done a wonderful job of learning weight, making number 2 out of a lot of test weight stuff. So I'm tickled. They've done what they've done. I think they've done a good job.
Thank you, Miles. we appreciate you, elevator guys, doing a good job. You know, most of the previous, thank y'all. They deserve it. Most of the previous 3 years, we've marketed most of our grain to the river market for export. That just seemed to be the best market. We have the opportunity to market to the river, which is at Catoosa, hit the barges, float it down to New Orleans, and ship it out by ship. When the export markets are good, that seems to be the place to go. And we also have some flour mills in our area. One at Enid, ADM, and Horizon Milling, or used to be Horizon Milling. What is it now, D? Cargill. I'm just blank. Advant Milling? Yeah, okay. In Cargill, we've got some at Ark City, some at Newton up there. So we've got a lot of flour mills in our market area. And the last 3 years, the best market had been export. This year's a little different. We're looking to hit the flour milling market. Exports are down. So we're trying to blend this wheat. And when we talk about blending it, we're talking about making 58-pound wheat out of a lot of wheat that came in at 55, 56 pounds. A few guys had some over 60, but very little. Quite a few 58, 59, but we had a lot of the lighter test weights. And the elevator crew has had to go out through the wheat, turning it, finding out where the quality is, and do a good job of blending that we don't get any back when we offer a contract to a flour mill to be filled. It's very few discounts coming back, and so we appreciate those guys doing a good job. And that takes some skill and some learning. The years before we shipped a export market, they really didn't care. We had good wheat. That's what our area has. Good quality wheat. We shipped it. Not a lot of questions asked. Flour mills are a little picky, and they come into play the year that we don't have any quality. So we've done a good job to be able to hit that. So again, we thank you guys at Alva and Buffalo both for doing that. We mentioned Buffalo a while ago. One of the grain employees, Beverly's not here, our Buffalo manager, her dad's sick in Oklahoma City at this time. But Britt Lawrence, is that right? Okay. Is here. She's our bookkeeper over there. She does a good job at the scale. She's also helped send loads back if they didn't grade, load them again, and make sure that what went out from the elevators is good quality. And we appreciate what the Buffalo people have done as well as the Alva. And we are shipping good quality wheat. It's been good for the cooperatives. The prices, premium over what we could sell any export stuff for. And our members are on the opposite side. You're seeing prices begin to go down the last few years. They're not what they were. It wasn't long ago we were below $4. We had a pretty good rally last week, got to 4 1/4. Now we're back down to the 4.10 area. In fact, I think it closed at 4.06. So it's just a pretty volatile price that we're seeing it most of the time in the grain market, especially bouncing off the bottoms lately. And that has really put a damper on our customers, our producers in this area. Kind of dampens your attitude toward farming, buying fertilizer and wanting to take care of it. So we're hoping for some rallies in the market before long. But this has led to wheat storage opportunities for us, for the cooperative. Storage is, for most years, what make our concrete assets pay for themselves. The longer people store in it, or the longer we store grain in it, the more revenue we get from storage. And then we get to market the grain at a later date. Storage opportunities have really been lacking in the last several years because we've been in an export market. It's been a market that's been calling for our wheat as it's harvested. As soon as we buy it, there's been a ready market there. And so we've been able to do that, and that's because of a lot of it's been from the drought conditions. We've had shorter crops, export markets that wanted the grain, so we've been selling into that volatile world market at sometimes good prices. And with the changing rail markets, unit train loaders in the country, Alva's not been as competitive with our terminal elevator here in town. The big one on the west side, what we call elevator B, we used to load 54 car units out of there. They changed the law early in the 2000s and started doing 120 car or 110 car units. So it's changed the way that we market wheat sometimes. We've been able to hit some Mexican markets, but we've not been consistent with those rail opportunities that we saw as 2002 or 2001 and 2 were rolled around. In the last few years, with the changing markets that we've seen, your board of directors has been diligently looking for ways to utilize our facilities profitably and consistently for some time. We've had meetings with 3 groups that could help us stabilize and increase the storage opportunities of our facilities. They all offered assistance in marketing grain that has been equal to or better than our last few years of marketing it, and we thought we were doing a good job. In each case, we would be part of a larger marketing group that allows us to store more grain because of the association with that group. Most grain companies have a storage deficit compared to our excess storage capacity. We mentioned earlier that we took in nearly 2.5 million bushels of grain last year. We've got just a hair over 5 million bushels of storage in our facility. And we've not seen our facility especially be full in a while. So we're a excess capacity company on storage. Most of the grain companies, I said, have a storage deficit. We have an excess, and that means that grain could and should flow to Alva in some years. Companies that need to get rid of grain, we have the opportunity to stop it. We've done that in the past. We had an association with Scooter here in the 1990s, early 2000s, that they brought grain out of Kansas, and we were able to ship it. In an association with them helped us in our blending opportunities and also in the quality that we were able to ship. And that's gone away with the train loading opportunities that are around the country. The board determined to offer the best alliance opportunity for Alva and Buffalo elevators is EMA. And a while ago I introduced Tom McCright and Dee Plummer with EMA. Tom is the CEO. Dee is the CFO of Equity Marketing Association, located in Enid. And they've offered us a membership with that group. We've got several of our neighbors that are in EMA. Cherokee with John Swart being the manager. Robbie Newman at Burlington being the manager there. Tacoma is in EMA. And this just was a good fit for us logistically. And we were a good fit for EMA, I think. So EMA currently has 17 with Alva, cooperative owner members operating 78 grain receiving locations in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. With the large area that can handle 55 million bushels of grain, EMA is a very influential partner, and we're glad to be with them. EMA is a member of the Chisholm Trail Terminal, located at Medford, and along with Pond Creek's Farmers Grain Company, and Comark, a Kansas marketing group similar to EMA. The Chisholm Trail Terminal is a train loading facility that's being constructed at this time. They will be able to load the 105, 110 car units. I think they're being built for up to 135 cars, planning on the future. So there is some expansion there. And being a part of and buying into EMA, we'll have a small ownership in that. That's the Chisholm Trail Tournament. And right now, 110 cars are the norm, pretty much, is what will be shipping out of there. And that allows our cooperative to be part of the marketing opportunities that will be available in ways that we could not participate in by ourselves. EMA will provide storage opportunities for the cooperative that will be a benefit to the other members of the group, as well as being profitable for Farmers Co-op in Alva. You'll not see any difference in the way that you do business with us. You call the office in Alva and Buffalo, and the same people will answer your questions and take your sales orders the way they always have. So you'll not see any difference at all. I look forward to this association with EMA that will begin on April the 1st. And so we're looking forward to joining that association. At this time, I'd like to introduce the board of directors. In here we've got Steve Sneary, Jared Bates, Randy Sweatfigger. Jared Bates is the vice president. Kenneth Waugh and Bill Buckholz is our associate member. Tim Ohm was scheduled to be here tonight, but seems like he's beginning to sneak out on us and play fireman. Every time we have this, for the last 2 years now, he's got to go to a fire. So we appreciate him for volunteering for that and being able to do it, though. But these guys worked hard going, visiting with different groups, and the one group that we felt most comfortable with was EMA. And so they've done a good job, and I feel like we made a good investment there. Another opportunity that we're investing in is a fertilizer terminal in Ames. The Northwest Investment LLC is a fertilizer terminal being built to store dry fertilizer, urea, and phosphorus products. Our goal is to have a competitively priced fertilizer with 10,000 tons of storage in 2 5,000-ton domes that are being built. This storage will allow us to buy early. Normally that's a good thing, but hopefully it will continue to be, and have product available when we get into the busy season. When all of our current vendors get low on product during the busy season, we want to be able to take care of our producers and keep our applicators moving. And we feel that this is one way that we can do that and attract new customers as well. Our goal of getting quality products to our customers is severely hampered every year when product cannot get shipped fast enough from the river or from local manufacturers. Northwest Investments will be owned by 5 cooperatives in Alva, Burlington, Wacomas, Helena, and Weatherford. So these 5 are investing in building this terminal. We're equal partners in that, and we look forward to it working very well for us, and as well as other cooperatives that we plan on including in the opportunity to contract out of. We hope the construction speeds along and allows us to use this terminal, which is on the farm rail system, for those of you that may wonder what railroad Ames is on, but be the farm rail system. But we hope to be up and running by this fall. This will give Merle and the agronomy crew an opportunity to contract more and offer more to our producers, with opportunities for them to pick up their fertilizer with their trucks, saving freight and getting it when the time works for them. The producers we have visited with about this seem to be very excited about that opportunity. Our agronomy sales team has been visiting, holding programs, and showing a variable rate system that we call the R7 program from Winfield. And if you came in the door and stopped at the table where Matt and Rick are, you were able to visit about that system with them. We're wanting to get appointments with customers that are interested in this variable rate technology, and to see if it'll be profitable on your farm. and they're been out calling on people. We took this opportunity to have the booth set up tonight to get in touch with more. We've got you here. We want to use the opportunity to reach out to you in this way. And it's been exciting to have them out visiting with producers at their farm and getting positive responses from all the people that they've been seeing. This group increased their application this group being Merle's agronomy group, increased their application income by nearly $76,000 over the previous year, and that's over 15,000 new acres that we added to the agronomy department. And I appreciate you guys for getting that done. We've added a rogator, a high clearance spray rig that'll allow us to meet all of your crop spraying needs. And I'm going to ask Merle Ridgway, as manager of the agronomy department right now, to introduce his guys. We've got a good number of them here today.
Well, thank you for all coming out. We have Glenn Donald, Gavin McGurk, Rick Rose, Matt Campbell, and Stephen Parker, and Roger Swillbank. We've got a pretty young group, really, but we've got all of us combined got over 50 years of experience in the cooperative, so we're not as young as we look. Thank you.
Thank you, Merle. If you paid any attention before you set your plate down on it, the placemat in front of you was the idea of our Oklahoma Ag Cooperative Council Association. R.J. Gray is the CEO at the Co-op Council. Many of you have met R.J. He's put on programs for us. We've had directors that have been able to be in his meetings. A young lady that assists R.J. is Samantha Smith. She's a Burlington product via OSU and working with R.J. And she came up with the idea to put this together, and she's been a great help to R.J. in the social media and working with him. Many of you may know Samantha Smith from Burlington, so she is doing a great job for it. Looking at that placemat, you'll notice there's stars on it for all of our locations. One of them's a little bit misplaced in Alfalfa County. It's supposed to be Capron, but we'll let Samantha off slide there. But the other two stars, the red stars, represent the Chisholm Trail Terminal at Medford and the Northwest Investment Fertilizer Terminal in Ames. And so we have a part in both of those as well as our locations. So I think you can see we've got pretty good coverage around the country. You know, the oil boom that we just are seeing the downturn in was great for our businesses. The Tire Center had some of the highest sales we'd ever had. The hardware store saw the best profits in history from very large volumes of sales in that. Of course, the oil bust has slowed our tire and hardware businesses down as well. Most businesses in town are seeing the same downturn. But while oil companies are closing their doors and leaving town, we will remain and we'll continue to offer you the services you need and want. We appreciate the Tire Center employees, and John's done a good job of helping downsize the employee group and help us adjust to the traffic that we have. We feel the employee group there today is the best quality that we've had in quite a few years, and we're glad to have them. Stop in and see them when you need a front end alignment. We've got some new front end alignment equipment and trained people that we have to align those vehicles. And I'm going to ask John right now to get up and also Glenn Gagnon. Where are you at? There he is. Glenn is our assistant manager there helping John. And so we want to be sure that they recognize their employees as well.
help us forward. Mr. Moore over here, he's our new mechanic, and he's very good. Randy Murray here, he's gonna run our tire truck for us. Rodney Minton Land, Jeff Bush, our alignment man, does an excellent, superb job in alignments.
Right back there in the back, the old guy with the
Well,
beard.
last but not least, the old guy back there, Mike Throckmorton, he just fits in everywhere. Mike's gonna retire this year. And after 40,
It'll be 44 when I quit.
44 years.
But who's counting?
We're gonna miss him.
It'll be 44 years and I'll be 66, so that means I'm 110.
There you go. Come on, Mike, don't be a quitter. So, we can do anything for you for tires, alignments, brakes, mufflers, whatever. Don't see us. There you go.
So Mike, oh, go ahead, Glenn. You got anything to add? Huh? You're good? Okay. So Mike, we're going to have a 100-year anniversary next year, and we're needing somebody to give us the last 50-year history of that. Will you come back and speak for free? We appreciate all that Mike's done, and he has been a wealth of knowledge for us and a lot of fun to be around. Adam has been running the tire center for several years now and has been able to adjust his business, and that includes most of the area plumbers in town and local painters that use their Pratt and Lambert house paint to take care of all the Alva homeowners, and we appreciate the work that they do. Adam's store had a very profitable year last year, did a good job, and their consistent performance is in a large part due to the great customer service that you guys offer, Adam. And while you're up, would you introduce your employees? Adam Kelly.
I know you said the tire center.
Oh, I'm sorry, hardware.
I think everybody knew that. That's okay. I'd like to introduce Carol Powers. She's been with us for a good long time, longer than I've been there. She's my right-hand gal. I couldn't do my job without her. I've got two other guys that aren't here tonight. Cody Briggs, Nathan Wisman. I'm sure you've met them before. If you come in the store, they've probably waited on you and taken good care of you. We're excited about this year. As Ronnie mentioned, we've definitely seen a downturn in some of our business over the past few years. Kind of had a slow start this year, but I think we're coming into spring and we're looking forward to that. Things are greening up. Plants are greening up. Soon we'll be getting some live plants in, so
Expo.
we're done with the freeze.
When?
End this week, beginning of next week.
When will your expo be?
We're going to be having a customer appreciation and expo next Tuesday, the 29th, from 9 until 2. We're going to be having lunch at the main office. Stop by there, eat something, come by and see us over at the store and sign up for some drawings. Make sure to go see John at the tire center and see what he has to offer. We really appreciate all your business. There's more than one choice in Alva for your hardware needs, but we're thrilled to serve you and appreciate the business.
Thank you, Adam. Stop by and use their quality products and tools. So thank you and your guys. Appreciate it. I also want to thank the board one more time again for the planning sessions that we've had over the last several years. There's a lot goes into them and a lot of planning comes out. And about 3 years ago, we made plans, and finally in 2015, we were financially able to do it, and the time was right of making a new office and scale at Selman a reality. And it's turned out very well. And Britt's the only one here from Buffalo tonight, but I think she'll attest to the fact that the patrons, the customers at the Selman area have been ecstatic with that. Beverly's been tickled pink about the location, and we've really enjoyed the new equipment there. The old office was ready to fall down. Macy wasn't here at the time, but Triangle's been trying to get us to tear that building down for a number of years, and we've finally been able to get to do it. We had scales there that wouldn't even weigh most semis. We had to double weigh them, so it was time to do it. And we've got a new probe there. We've enjoyed that. The scale and the office work so well that we filled Selman up with wheat for the first time in recent history. It made the truck drivers' job so much easier and more pleasant that they came from far and wide just to pull on those wide scales and drink iced tea and eat Beverly snacks, I think. So they were enjoying the new digs there. Our agronomy sales team has done a really good job. They've been well received. Going out visiting with farmers, we've seen the fruition of their work and the number of acres that we've had, the sales opportunities that we have, the excitement that we have. So we've added another salesman to our group. Tasha Hamill, where are you? There she is, back in the back. She is our new CES, which stands for Certified Energy Specialist. She comes via Cenex. She's a Cenex employee, but she works through the co-op. We rent her from Cenex, and we're certainly glad to have her. She started in December and hit the ground running. Tasha? So she's here signing up people for tonight. She'll have a drawing on all that sign up with her, and they will. The winner will get $100 of off of their first delivery in there. So if you hadn't talked to her, be sure and catch her after the meeting. She's here because we wanted to add the bulk oil. That's one of the things we wanted to do. But we wanted to also get Cenex oils and fuels out in front of our customers again. We used to do a very good job of promoting co-op products, and we've not done as good a job in recent history, and so we wanted to do a better job. Let you know why you need to be using premium diesel fuel that we sell at all of our locations. Why your trucks are going to run better on the premium clear diesel that we sell there. So Tasha's going to help do that. She'll be going out visiting with farmers. She's been visiting with tire companies, oil companies. I can't get rid of the tire deal, Adam. So with the oil companies, with supply companies, we're getting interest all the way, reminding them what we have, the premium products that are good for you. And she's getting out promoting Cenex products and the Farmers Cooperative Association. She was tickled to death about the first 3 weeks that she worked here. She finally made a sale. She sold 4 tires for the tire center, and that's proof that she's all about the co-op's success. She's going out promoting all the products that we have, and we appreciate her. And you'll get to know, as you get to know her, you'll enjoy. We've enjoyed having her. We've talked about our 2015 business in general tonight. You heard the profit statement from Todd. You have listened to opportunities that we have with EMA and Northwest Fertilizer. And you've also heard that you're not done until the paperwork's complete. At Farmers Co-op Association, we have a wonderful group of ladies that get that done. Charlotte has Caitlin, Melody and Alva. with Britt and Beverly and Buffalo to get information to you and to the board in a timely and profitable manner. They've long been known for their quality of work, and we appreciate them greatly. And I'm going to ask Charlotte to introduce her employees. Make them stand up, because I'm going to make you stand up. Charlotte, she's bashful.
Okay, I have Melody Teagan and Caitlin Moore.
And then she also helps Britt and Beverly in Buffalo. And we've chosen to partner with Winfield. They've supplied our chemicals, a lot of our ag products, seed over the last several years, and we've had a good association with them. This R7 technology tool is a variable rate technology that we're proud to bring you. And currently we use that on our Agris computer system. It helps us to gather yield data, make it the variable rate technology prescriptions that will come to you from that data all come from yield maps that can be generated off of the Agris system through Winfield information. The grain computer system used by EMA will not do what we've been planning for our agronomy department to do. So we're going to keep both systems for a while, and the department for the agronomy department. So Charlotte and her group will be double inputting some of the settlement data that goes into the Agris system just for the agronomy department and your benefit to get information we need to facilitate those programs. And I really appreciate Charlotte and her group for saying we can get this done. It's we need to ask you to thank them when you come in. It's a tremendous effort on their part to make the cooperative successful to be able to do that. And Charlotte's asking that our producers come in before harvest and help us make sure your accounts or whatever you want to call your field names are up current, and that we're being able to send that same information to EMA, so everything's coordinated between our two systems. That's where we get our yield reports, and it'll sure make the harvest go a lot better if we have all that information before harvest and able to hit the ground running with it. Our mission statement is to be the preferred supplier of high quality services, products, and timely information, enabling both patrons and the cooperative to be successful. And that's a mission statement we've lived by since 2007 when the board came up with it. It's served us well, and it works for us. We have many opportunities to benefit our members and make sure you are participating in more and better marketing opportunities. Whether you're buying or selling, we want to offer you the best experience through your cooperative. We thank you for your business, and we look forward to our great future that we can accomplish together. Thank you all.
Again, I'd like to speak for the board and say we think you're doing a swell job, and I think he deserves another big hand because I think he does that superb job. At this time, we'll have director elections. Because it's my term, I'm giving up the mic. I'm going to give it to Jared Bates.
All right. At this time, I'd like to ask for a report from the nominating committee chairman, Mr. Doug Ritter.
Randy Sweatfigger, unfortunately, has agreed to run again, and if there's any others on the floor that would like to, you're welcome to raise your hand.
All right. For the position held, Randy Sweatfigger, who has been asked to run by the nominating committee and duly nominated. Are there any nominations from the floor? Are there any nominations from the floor? Are there any nominations from the floor? If no nominations from the floor, I ask you to show your voter card for yay. Okay. And show them for nay. Motion carried. Randy is reelected.
Well, I guess thank you for your consideration. I think it's a thank you, but I try to do it right. Right now, I'd like to state that the nominating committee has submitted the name of Clinton Neiswanger for a 3-year term. He's going to take Doug Ritter's spot as he goes off. Is there any nominations from the floor? Is there any nominations from the floor?
Can I nominate Obama?
If you do, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Is there any nominations from the floor? If not, I'd entertain a motion to put Clinton in for acclamation. Is there a second?
Second.
Show of voter cards, please. Yay. All opposed? Thank you, Clinton. Appreciate it. Right now, it's he's wrote on here, it's my time to talk. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I can't talk very long because Ronnie took all my time. No. We have an associate director program where folks can come and be a part of our board, learn what's going on, learn the financial statements, see how it works. It's always open for folks. You know, we try to get 2 to do it per year. We've lacked a little bit a few years. We can't find enough people to do it. But if there's anybody interested, all they got to do is contact me, and we could go from there. So always more the better. It's your company. You ought to want to learn about it and want to do it. But I'll get off my soapbox. Right now, let's do a drawing. Ronnie, we got 2 left.
Yes.
I'll draw.
Okay. Okay, we've got 2 more drawings here. The first one is for a $100 gift certificate. This is number, now you got to be present to win, so look at your ticket. 614826. There we go. $100. Thank you. Now then, for the people that have been patient, the last item, what would you call this, Randy? Grand prize?
Pretty good prize.
A set of 4 tires for your car or light truck from the Tire Center. 614834. Okay. Berlin. Okay. Congratulations, Vernon.
Okay, at this time, is there any old business that needs to be brought up? Is there any new business? So that means we did a good job. That's awesome. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. As I said before, it's y'all's business. It's good to see you come out and be a part of this. Anybody that sees a flower arrangement that they would like to have and take home, all you husbands that their wives aren't here who want to make some brownie points, you can go ahead and take them. At this time, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All in favor, show of voter cards. All right, motion carried. Now, if you want to pick up your checks, go to the back of the room. They're in alphabetical order. Thank you.